But there's more to talk about there than burning.
Then talk about it, Chaos. That's what you're doing here. That's why we have a podcast, Chaos. Talk about it.
Gonna be so real, don't remember it. I watched too many POVs.
Oh my god. Chaos.
It's almost 4 o'clock. I'm hungry, Andy. I'm thinking about the sweets we talked about last episode.
Chaos. I need you to understand. There's more things to talk about. Okay, go ahead. I don't know. That's it. You don't actually.
Marriage. Sing, O goddess of the marriage. I'm not retaking this. Of the marriage between soulmates. Marriage. Bleeding, doomed under the crescent moon, falling into the ravine of wardens. Welcome to FanDive. My name is Chaos.
Marriage. Hi, my name is Andy.
And today we're talking about Double Life. It is the 3rd episode in our series of running down the Life series seasons. And it's our last pre-recorded one. And so hopefully by the time I get back and this comes out, the new Life series will be out and we'll be screaming about that.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Double Life. Probably my favorite season. Probably. I mean, Secret was pretty good, but
I don't know. The new one that I haven't seen yet is up there.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's so good.
Got me enthralled right away. But Double Life.
Yeah, well, the premise of Double Life, we're back to everyone only having 3 lives, except this time, people are sharing their lives.
So if you lose yours, so does your soulmate!
Yeah,
and vice versa.
You're randomly assigned a soulmate, and you share hearts, you share damage, so if one of you takes damage, the other one also takes damage, and if one of you dies, so does the other one.
Which is fun, because of that mechanic, your alliances kind of got decided for you, and that's not completely true.
Yeah,
it was for 90% of the
took it as, we're getting a built-in ally, with the exception of Martin and Pearl and Scott and Cleo. And there's moments where Scott and Cleo both went, we're taking control, we're making our own, this is our Soulbound, but this is our soulmate. And it was
yeah,
the teams who did the best were the teams who were split up. For Cleo's taking damage, but Martin is eating food to regen both of them and is not also taking damage.
Yeah, and that was not a thought-out strategy, I don't think. But because the soulmate pairs that were split up weren't both in a battle, that means one could be taking care of their health while the other was doing battle. And they could also torture each other.
That was also an option. Yeah, powdered snow was readily available in this world, and so when Pearl had her heart broken by Scott because she wasn't around fast enough to meet up as soulmates, she was like, well, it's 5 a.m., I got nothing better to do, and started standing in buckets of powdered snow.
No, see, what actually happened is Pearl was like, oh, I'm sad. Well, should I, get revenge? In good times, the Scar win. I have the best idea. Give me a bucket. I'll be back in 5. Comes back 5 minutes later with a snow bucket. Puts it down. They do a little tickle.
They do a little. And it's so funny because, Scar and Grian, they were allies. Even if there was, some underlying tension of, Grian having a secret soulmate in Big B, which I'll talk about that in a moment. But, they were allies. They were together. And even before the secret soulmate thing happens, Scar was actively going out of his way to cause damage upon their soulmate bonds.
Well, that's because Scar is Scar.
Scar is Scar.
But it was one of the most fun seasons for me, simply due to the strange pairings and strange dynamics of the people. And Pearl was my main watcher that season. Let's go. Knew from the start.
I forget who I was watching. I was watching multiple POVs, but I forget which one I considered my main. But I was definitely watching Pearl's POV out of that duo.
But things like Joel and Etho, that wasn't a pairing before then. And now afterwards, they're totally not obsessed with each other.
Like
It's like
one
running
was
bit.
I don't think they ever really like properly interacted in the previous Life series seasons, and then suddenly they were
No.
just like, yeah, they're inseparable.
Yep. It's oh hi. Yeah, that's a person. Yeah, I work with that person. This is my friend. We give each other neck kisses and we are going to burn the world down for each other. And I love that for them. I really do. They're the boat boys.
The relationship. If the ship burns, everything burns. And it's like the way people committed to the bit this season, like Impulse and B-Dubs immediately married couple living in mid-century modern house. It was beautiful.
Those two went, we are going to have a healthy relationship and we would like to break up every other relationship. And yet somehow they were the most stable relationship out of everyone on the server.
Oh my god, the secret soulmate. I was rewatching Big B's POV for this one for my rewatch of this season. The episode that the secret soulmate thing came up. Big B started off by saying, "I could never keep any secrets from my soulmate," and then he walks into a room and like his secret admirer is confessing, and then he's like, "I gotta keep this a secret from Ren," and then like turn around 5 seconds later and he tells Ren, and Ren's like, "It's okay to have a secret admirer. That's like window shopping," and then another 5 seconds later, "You betrayed me. You have a secret admirer," and then they get a divorce and then they get back together, and I'm like, what is going on here?
Those two. I think every single pairing. I don't know what it was about this season. I don't know if Pearl was infectious, but everybody was a little bit off the rocker.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful because it was like Tango Tech and Jimmy, beautiful relationship. The ranchers, beautiful. They loved each other.
And they had a wardened baby.
Of having flashbacks, and they're gonna have burn things down, but they're not gonna burn things down. Instead, they're gonna set wardens loose on the server.
And it was their son. It was their son, Andy.
Yeah, let's just have a murderous child. Wouldn't be the first time.
It was beautiful. It was perfect. I love Double Life so much, but it felt like such a quick season because essentially the number of lives on the server was cut in half.
Yeah, it was a fast season compared to the others, but that doesn't mean it any less impactful because each death had that much more weight to it.
The fact that like Tango and Jimmy found out they were soulbound to each other because they died is hilarious.
Also, Scar getting paired with Grian again. And Grian's scream of agony when he realized, and Scar does not know for the entire first episode.
And they're just wandering around. It's like, Scar legit thought Grian was just like being nice, and Grian is just like so upset because they're like, I've done this story before. I don't want to repeat the story of being forced to be with Scar because that was what Third Life was. He was forcibly bound to Scar, and he's like, I can't do this again, which is why we get things like the secret admirer.
Once they built the base, it was a base with 3 separate layers, and so the fandom went, oh, the desert duo? The desert duo? But now there's a cake, so it's the dessert duo.
The red velvet keep.
It was great. I love the slight switch up from the fandom going, this is funny. It's just a good bit. It's a good bit. They're doing it again.
It's again, but more, but better. And then the way that the teams like were trying to like play off each other, and like people got skins made or like had skins given to them that's like, this is you, but with like Ren's ears.
Yeah, no, the fandom really took the soulmate thing to the extreme once fan art and fan fiction started. Because, well, in the series, I think some of the main changes that took place was the Etho face on the shirt.
Yeah, Etho like had never changed his Minecraft skin up until that point, and then suddenly it's like, yes, this is a face on my t-shirt.
Yeah. But the fandom went, you know how we turn everybody into hybrids of animals? What if they shared those traits too? It's so much fun. The pairings that have stuck to this day, where they might not stay in connection the same way that they did, but the ranchers, Jimmy and Tango. I just went through like 5 different names in my head. Jimmy and Tango. They still refer to each other as their rancher.
Oh my god, that moment when like Hermitcraft crossover with Empires, and it's like, is that my rancher? Like, yes, Jimmy, it is.
The way that 5 a.m. Pearl is still referenced frequently to this day of don't make her stay up too late, she'll start becoming murderous.
5 a.m. Pearl has her own TCG card now. Like, to say that was impactful is an understatement.
Cleo and Scott have always been a pairing, but them choosing each other as their soulmates when they're not actually was such
adorable.
A them choice to make. That's so in character. But Martin's longing, Martin's angst and desire and longing of I love you, leave me alone, I love
you. The way that he built a heart base over a ravine, and it was like, trust me to jump, and then they just fall to their death, and it's like, you shouldn't have trusted me.
Yeah. I think it was such fun because of the difference in people who assumed your soulmate is going to be an ally versus those who didn't. Because Pearl did not mean to leave her soulmate alone. The whole plotline that happened was that Cleo and Scott were trying to find their soulmates, but Martin and Pearl had went to the Nether and therefore were endangering the soulmates and were the only ones left that hadn't found theirs.
Yeah, and like Martin pitched it to Pearl, like, wouldn't it be great if we have gifts to give to our soulmates when we meet them? Like, Pearl fully went into it thinking like, oh yeah, this would be a good idea for the soulmate thing.
She was happy to see her soulmate. She was the first one to figure it out once they got to the situation. Obviously, Cleo and Zetchin knew that those two, but they didn't know which one. Pearl saw it happen and went, oh, I get it now. I get it now. And she was happy because in the previous season, like we've talked about, it was Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss. That was Scott, Cleo, and Pearl. And she wanted to bring it back to that and be like, yeah, I could join you guys again. And they went, no. And then Martin left her as well.
Yeah.
And that's how you got Rapunzel in the tower.
And then, like, she kept showing up at, like, Rendog and Bigby's base, and, like, Rendog kept playing it of, like, every time you show up, bad things happen. You must be cursed. You must be a witch. You must be a demon. And so that kept pushing this narrative of, like, Pearl is alone. And then they made the Broken Hearts Club, and Ren, still fully in a relationship, or in a soulmate relationship, with Bigby, joined the Broken Hearts Club.
Yeah, so she was unique from the very beginning, to no fault of her own.
She did not want this uniqueness.
But due to the kind of hysteria of being up that late and doing roleplay and combat at that time, and being alone in this tower with your pack of wolves, they created this narrative that was so enticing of, I'm alone, and I'm gonna make it everyone's problem.
And, like, just compared to Last Life, where, like, Pearl and Scott and Cleo did so well and were so overprepared and were, like, so amazing at the game, it's like, of course, like, Pearl would want to team up with that group again. But then turn around and it's like, they tell her no. Like, that's, yeah, I would go manic in a tower.
They didn't want her, so she goes, oh, okay, I'll make it up for them. How about I stay with the other person who was rejected? The person who rejected her was also rejected, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, nobody wants me. How about you guys? Okay, dogs. Dog it is. We're sticking with dogs then, I guess.
We're here with dogs. Congratulations.
Woo.
Woo.
Yay, time to torture other people, to give them revenge, to let them know. And she got in a lot of trouble that was just her having fun. Things like stealing horse.
Yeah,
stealing the horse.
The horses that, like, suddenly became, like, such a big deal and so popular this season. And then it was just like, there was just a horse that left. I'm taking it. It's mine now.
And then getting in trouble for that, getting murdered, taking things. Just kept happening. It just kept happening, and it was wildly entertaining to watch as it came out episodically. Because from everyone else's point of view, Oh my goodness, stay far away. Stay far away. We are unhinged. We are going to murder something. And we are dangerous. Once you got a hold of Cactus? Oh my gosh.
Let's see, when did Double Life come out? Like, what year was that?
Double Life came out
Like 3-ish years ago?
June 17th, 2022 to July 22nd, 2022.
Yeah, so 3-ish years ago. I'm trying to remember. I don't know if it was Double Life or the one afterwards, but like I would watch Pearlescent Moon's POV first because it came out before I had to leave for work in the morning, which was like ridiculously early in the morning. And so I just remember like, all right, I have 20 minutes before I have to leave for work. Let's see how long Pearlescent's video is this week.
And we mentioned this in a previous one, but if you didn't realize by the way we were talking about it, Pearlescent Moon ended up being the winner of the series.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't like super said like this person wins this series. I'm like, I don't know, Mike, maybe people don't know yet. Maybe they want to listen to people talk about a series before they go watch it themselves.
Pearl was the last one where everyone agreed upon the celestial body. Because her full name is Pearlescent Moon, and when asked which celestial thing, people went, the moon.
The moon,
what?
Obviously. But yeah, so we have Grian the sun, Scott the stars, Pearl the moon, and that was the moment like people realized like, oh, we have 3 celestial things. Let's start making really cool
It's a
art.
pattern.
Yeah, 3 times a pattern.
And they never let go of it.
And they never
They
did.
also don't agree with each other on the topic.
Yeah, it was the last time they ever agreed because like everyone else is like, are they Earth? Are they Pluto? Are they a car? Are they a comet? I'm like, we gotta start switching to tarot cards, you guys. We gotta do it.
No can do. They're too latched on, Chaos. They're too latched.
It's too late, but like,
they're too attached.
what would we even need to change? And I'm like, it's been a minute since I've done tarot. Hold on. The sun is definitely one.
Yeah.
Okay, the sun, yes. The moon, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The stars, yes. I mean, we could also do the Fool, the World Wheel, Wheel of Time.
Chariot is also one.
The Chariot's one. Yeah, the Fool, like the Hanged Man, like that would be that's a future conversation, but
People have done it.
People have done it, and I think it looks really cool, you know? But
no. They do. That's not me denying it looks cool. That's me saying there's no way we can get the whole family. Fandoms.
It's Double Life, not Limited Life.
Sorry, I'm a season ahead, I suppose.
God, and it's also like what's funny is like Double Life is the last one I like. It goes Third Life, Last Life, Double Life, and then I'm like, I don't know, is it Limited next?
Limited Life is next.
Is it Secret? Like it suddenly gets muddled the second we stop using numbers.
I start using the celestial bodies to keep track of it because the sun, the moon, the stars, and Mars is the first 4 for me, and then I have to figure out a rhyme scheme for the rest of them.
Earth and a car.
Earth and Chariot. But that also depends if you're including Pluto, Cleo's win, and stars again.
I think if we're doing celestial bodies for the series, I guess, for the winners, I really do think, Cleo should be the eclipse because Cleo won right around the time the big eclipse thing was happening. But it was like, oh, once in a lifetime. But then we did it again for like Simple Life, and I'm like, twice in a lifetime.
Nobody really keeps track of who exactly the April Fool's winners celestial bodies are. I think you and I are one of the few that care.
I've talked about this before. It's like Scott won Last Life. Scott's soulmate pairing won Double Life. And if it was anyone else who had their pairing win soulmates or win Double Life, then that soulmate would have also been considered a winner. So it's like Scott's won technically twice, but he emotionally gave up the win to Pearl because he had just won. And then he won Simple Life. Scott has won 3 times.
Man cannot stop being good.
He cannot stop
winning. Which is
winning.
why he self-sacrifices. That's why he self-sacrifices as often as he does nowadays. It's because this man is like, I
This is what you get for the inventor of MCC to be put in a death game. He's gonna be good at the game.
I want Impulse to win the next one.
I
don't think he will, but I want him to.
I was so set on Impulse winning, what was it? It was Wildlife. It was Wildlife, yeah. It was Wildlife. And now I went back and I watched Third Life, and I'm like, I don't think Impulse is gonna ever win this. He's too much playing Minecraft. He needs to stop playing Minecraft and start playing the Life series.
No, because he does. He does sometimes. He switches it on and off when he wants to, depending on like what group he's in, how he feels about it. Sometimes he just wants to do lore, or he just doesn't. He just wants to be a support character. He can win. He has the abilities. He just has to get into the right situation. I'm so glad Scar won. That was a good choice. Good times with Scar.
Good times with Scar. Good Scar.
This isn't about Double Life anymore. We need to move back.
But I feel like we can't have a conversation of Double Life without talking about Pearl. But at the same time, there were so many other pairings that were like, we've barely brushed on the relationship. And like the one thing everyone talks about in the relationship is if the ship burns, everything burns. And like, but there's more to talk about there than burning.
Then talk about it, Chaos. That's what you're doing here. That's why we have a podcast, Chaos. Talk about it.
Gonna be so real, don't remember it. I watched too many POVs.
Oh my god. Chaos.
It's almost 4 o'clock. I'm hungry, Andy. I'm thinking about the sweets we talked about last episode.
Chaos. I need you to understand. There's more things to talk about. Okay, go ahead. I don't know. You don't actually. Okay, sure. Impulse had to give B-Dubs a clock, which is a parallel to Third Life.
Oh my god, we didn't even bring up the clock in Third
Impulse.
Life. Dude, freaking, okay, the story of the clock is that the Impulse was originally the one who had the clock, and then he gave that to B-Dubs, and then that clock ended up being the reason why Impulse was killed. I'm like...
No, I'm rewriting what you think. Impulse died, and they did not have keep inventory at that time. So when he died, his stuff got picked up, including the clock. Scar picked up the clock, and he gave it to B-Dubs to kill Impulse.
At some point, a possession of Impulse was the reason Impulse died.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so once you get to Double Life and B-Dubs and Impulse are together again, B-Dubs' condition of we can be together was give me a clock.
It's always and then we get to Limited Life, and the clock is the whole theme of everything. B-Dubs Wheel of Time tarot card winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have to sort everybody's tarot cards before they win or after they win?
I mean, it's so much gonna...
Chaos, just go through and write down all of the characters.
No, because like I would never have assigned Joel the Chariot before he built Fast and Furious in Minecraft, and now it's like that's so clearly his sign.
Fine.
Yeah.
You can have fun with it. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, do you want me to pull out my tarot deck? I could do it. That could be a bonus episode that we do one day.
Save it for if we ever get a Patreon.
Patreon Chaos assigns people tarot cards.
I mean, the only other idea we had for that concept was tier lists, so it's basically...
Tier lists and then tarot card readings. Those are your options. And we don't even have that yet.
Yeah.
Q&A time?
I like Double Life. Double Life is great.
Double
we
Life
can
is
do
beautiful.
Q&A. What's something wicked this way comes. Something wicked this way comes. Okay.
I never actually finished reading that book. It was subpar at best.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Q&A time.
Question number 1. First of all, apparently that Bible says that my song should be a song that might play when he fights Sans, which is totally true. And Endy would be a field of hopes and dreams. But the question is, if you got any tattoo, what would it be?
There is a certain tattoo that I would like to get at some point in my life, although I'm not guaranteed to get it. I'm on the fence about tattoos in general for my body, since my body seems to have allergic reactions to everything.
Yeah, you don't want to suddenly become allergic to the ink that's already in you.
Yeah, but there was a certain sunflower design based on a certain type of punctuation that created a flower that I thought was really cool for a long time.
I would never get a tattoo because I can't even get around to getting my other ear pierced. I only have one piercing right now. So like tattoos.
I have no piercings.
Yeah. Well, I used to have 2 piercings, and then I got injured and had to let one of my piercings close up. And I'm like, I almost fainted the first time I got my ears pierced. I'm not going back to get my other ear pierced or re-pierced, I guess. But yeah, the idea of like tattoos, I'm like, I would so faint, and they would just keep tattooing my unconscious body, which, you know. But I do have this very specific design that I've literally put on like my graduation cap. It's a door, like it is a pointillism version of Talia's Tree on the Hill. The tree on the hill up on Half-Blood Hill. Like, I want that so bad, but made out of dots. So it's like point, 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 you know?
Yeah. I think if when I get married, I would love to have the band on my finger be tattooed rather than big full stuff. Give me a sword and tattoo on my finger. That's what I want.
Yeah, you everyone should get tattoos of swords, and then all those tattoos would magically transform into actual swords that you could summon at any moment. That's my ideal tattoo.
There's lots of Minecraft Ender poem ones that I've thought about. And also some Greek mythology ones that I've thought about.
I always feel weird about like the idea of getting a Minecraft end poem tattoo, because apparently there is some controversy about like the guy who wrote the end poem wasn't made fully aware it was going to be like considered public use. It's like, yeah, I'm writing this for this commission.
I've done research on this.
Yeah.
He made the decision to make it public use because he was on drugs and fully believes that it was written by the universe itself, and he just happened to be the one to put it on paper.
Well, that changes the whole tone of the poem. I guess that changes my answer to. I don't know. I still like the idea of a tree on the hill. That one means a lot to me.
I've not made any final decisions. There's a number of ones that I've sketched out. My platonic partner has a few, and might get a matching one someday, but I'm always afraid to get ones that are relationship related.
Yeah, never do relationship. Like, even marriage, like, based tattoos, I'm like, divorce is so common, don't do it.
Yeah, but I don't commit to, like, anything, and that's a me issue, so... So I don't know. I'd love to get one Minecraft related, but I don't know how to do that in an elegant way, and... Yeah.
I remember Captain Puffy, the Twitch streamer, at one point was talking about like, yeah, if I reach this sub goal of like some insane number, like her thing was like she would get a Minecraft related tattoo, and like I don't know if she ever actually went around to get that tattoo. Like I know she reached the sub goal, but like, did she? Like, does she have a Minecraft sheep on her body now?
What if we just got Minecraft flowers? Like, be a basic person and get some flowers. That's not a bad thing, by the way. Get some flowers.
Oh my god.
Make it
for my birthday, Chaotic Saturn was like, what's your favorite Minecraft plant? And I'm like, does coral count as a Minecraft plant? And like, apparently the answer is yes, because I got one of those like painted cube by cube glued together, like 3D version of Minecraft coral, and it sits on my window now, and it's very pretty.
That. I made a poppy version of that and gave that to my friend.
It's very pretty. I love it so much.
I need to make more things, but it's art fight time. Everybody.
Art fight. Would art fight still be going on by the time this video episode goes public?
Art fight ends in August.
Oh, then yes, you're going to be trapped forever. I'm so sorry. All right. Well, question number 2 comes from Anonymous on Tumblr. Your favorite Disney song?
Oh boy. Okay, no, that doesn't count. Once Upon a December from Anastasia, but that doesn't count as Disney.
That's Fox.
See, the problem is I listen to so many musicals that includes Disney musicals. That growing up, I inherited this love of musicals and music from my mother, and so I got played so much music so much of the time that it's hard to like separate them in my brain. It's like, yeah, songs. All of them.
Oh my god, wait, I'm gonna throw a curveball. High Adventure from the Aladdin Broadway musical. That's such a good one. I mean, Hercules has some like really good heartfelt songs, but I would never like reach for that. It's like I want to listen to Disney music. Like that's not what the one I would think of first.
Give me the sad up song.
So, oh no, not the sad up song. Do 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 do.
Can we do Immortals by Fall Out Boy? Because it was technically
that was Pixar. Excuse you. I mean, Tangled is really good. Just all of those songs. Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride from the original Lilo and Stitch. Oh my god, The Bare Necessities.
Yeah, that Mary Poppins. We got, of course, the Encanto more recently.
Encanto. I love Encanto except for the ending. I can't handle the ending. I'm like, this movie just doesn't have an ending in my POV.
Trash in the Camp from Tarzan. Again, Hercules has some good ones.
Hercules has some. I feel like no one like when there's like, oh yeah, my favorite Disney song. It's never going to be like Zero to Hero. But I'm like, but Zero to Hero though. So we watch all of the movies actually.
Oh no, I didn't watch like half of these. I just know all of the songs.
Were you one of those people with like the Disney like cassette tapes and they would just play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. There are musicals that I've only listened to out of order, and it really throws me for a loop when I have to find out the actual plot line. Do not. This is a PSA for everybody who has not seen Hamilton. Do not listen to it on shuffle before you have seen the musical.
Oh no, Andy.
I did not choose it. I was on a road trip, and my father put on Hamilton on shuffle, and I had never heard of it before. Let me tell you, very confused. Music in general. Delicious.
Music good? Music good.
Yeah. Favorite musical song? Just like all musicals.
We already answered favorite musical so many times.
I don't care.
You know what? Question number 3. What's our favorite cosplay to do?
Stockholm 77.
The one where you paint yourself green?
It is awful. It feels disgusting. It is so hard to clean up. It is Doc M77 though. Goat Mother also up there, but I only did it the one time. Hear me out though. My most recent Exhumovoid, brilliant. But Watcher, very satisfying. So hard to move an inch.
I feel so powerful every time I cosplay Zombie Cleo, and I'm like, oh, I should bring this to a convention, and I'm like, wait a minute, 90% of the, I'm like, I don't do face paint, I like lightly brush my skin with tinted eyeshadow, but it's just like 90% is lighting, and I'm like, you wouldn't know this is Zombie Cleo, because I would not be a zombie. However, I am thinking about bringing Zombie Cleo to a convention carrying Joe Hills.
Both versions of Gemini Tay.
But there's so many versions of Gemini Tay, you're gonna need to be more specific.
That I have cosplayed.
Okay. I'm trying to think of all my other cosplays, and I'm blanking on all. I mean, my
Beetle's is my favorite winter one.
Beetle's is cute. Cult of the Lamb, I did a really cute one of that. I don't think I can ever do it again, though.
Yeah, there's a handful of mine that I only did once.
I mean,
I love new cosplayers.
My default Gemini Tay cosplay, I lost the top for that, and I'm so upset because it looks so cute.
Mumbo is one of my simplest that's still fun.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely, I've talked about this on my TikTok before, but the mustache is a Monster Can pop tab thing.
Yeah.
Where I cut the little bit on the top of it and then shove it on my nose, and then I just hot glued a foam mustache onto the pop tab and put it on my nose.
I'm gonna say Cult of the Lamb. The Lamb is my favorite cosplay. Yeah. So you're going to say Doc, and I'm going to say the goat?
I think we've just discovered that goats are superior.
A lamb. The goat's technically a different character, but yeah. Yeah. All right. Are we good? Are we done pre-recording? Can I go on vacation?
Yeah, go on vacation. Miss out on the live series.
To Ireland. Goodbye.
Goodbye. We'll see you on the other side.
See you next week. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of FanDive. We'll be back again next Monday diving into yet another fandom.
Have a topic or question for the podcast? Head over to our website, fandive.tumblr.com. There you can also find any episode relevant images and general shenanigans that we get up to. It is Tumblr, after all. We're not afraid of being fans of things.